What's up, Asafo? You got Angel Black coming at you with another video. And this one is going to be a kind of for your information type video in response to a post Fred put up a little while ago. He called and told me about it. I haven't had a chance to see it, but he was talking about a young lady had been kidnapped and put in the trunk, and I believe she's still missing or something like that. And I just thought I'd come out and talk about a few things, and really kind of talking about personal safety, and with a special emphasis on women. I'm gonna tell y'all, over the years I've seen a lot of strange things, and I've seen a lot of women do a lot of reckless things. And I realized, I used to think about it like, I go to the park. I've been out to the park sometimes with my family, and we'll go bike riding or something, and it'll get, dusk will roll around and it'll be getting dark, and we'll be leaving the park, packing up, and I'll see women, just arriving at the park. They have a little dog, or sometimes they might have a big dog and they have a stick or something like that, and maybe some pepper spray or something on them, and they'll go hiking, right at dusk and stuff like that. I've seen women deep in the woods, like on when we hiking by themselves. And then in a lot of locations, some of the places we go to, sometimes you don't have cell phone signal. We don't, like we go out to Elliott and stuff like that. You get off in those woods, there's no cell signal out there. And not just in the woods, kind of rolling up to the location, there's no cell signal. So you're kind of on your own, and you have to be prepared out there when you get out to those places. And I see women out there, hiking. I've seen, I'm telling you, I've seen, women across the board too, not, of every group. I've been some places, and I think I'm the only person out there, and before you know it, I see a woman come walking out of a trail, or, come walking out by herself. I saw a German lady from Germany one time. She kind of startled me. I was like, what the hell? She was coming from. She was the only person. So she had been bird watching or something, and I was like, okay, you know what I mean? And it was just me, her, and I had the kids with me, and of course I'm always strapped, so it ain't no problem. She might have been too. She didn't look like she had on some shorts, and I didn't see anything she had where she might have had a weapon with her, but she was just exploring the, I guess the back country or whatever. And I see women do a lot of high risk stuff, and a lot of times I think about it. One of the, I try to understand the mentality behind it, and I think a lot of people, I know down here apparently a lot of people, are very religious. So you ask people sometimes, and they'll cite some religious, reason they do things, and they'll feel like God is backing them so they can make those moves. I guess that's that's an issue of faith. I don't challenge that. I don't question that. It is what it is. So a lot of people tell me they feel like they covered. I see people just do a lot of things that I think are hazardous. And as I was saying before, that I think people tend to mirror image. Like if you're not planning on killing anybody when you wake up in the morning, you don't think people are planning on killing you. And you tend to see the world, you tend to think other people see the world as you see the world. And that's what I mean by mirror imaging. As you see yourself, you see the world. Psychopaths and predators kind of operate on a different wavelength. And I can tell you, because I met some of them in the past. I met some very dangerous people. And their whole psyche, and Fred can definitely tell you, their whole psyche is totally different from ours. They operate on a total different frequency in a lot of cases. And I'm not just talking about regular criminals who might try to rob you or something. And even some of them are operating, they on a different plane. But I'm talking about grade A predators. And, I'm thankful I ain't met a lot of them, but I met a few. And they just things that you reason, things that you recognize, they don't. And they go out. Those people, when they out there, they a lot of them they are hunters. They science out what they're gonna do. If they're gonna go kidnap a woman or rape somebody, it's not just something they casually think of. You do have some criminals who are become opportunistic and do those things, but you do have people out there who are that's their drive. That's who they are. And those people are extremely dangerous, and a lot of times they're very intelligent when it comes to doing shit like that. So you can't, it behooves people not to put themselves in positions where you may run into people like that. And we did a lot of videos over the, we don't share a lot of what we do for our training, but we share stuff occasionally. But, we've done the vehicle escape, which I reposted that video. We did videos with the ladies showing you how to conduct yourself at low light or around dusk and in the morning, and ingress and egress, to and from work and home. You have to, and not just ladies, but everybody, you have to pay attention to your environment. You have to practice good situation awareness, just to coin the phrase that people commonly use in tactical arena, whatever. Coming in and out your house is a great time to be hit up by somebody who's been watching you. Going in and out your vehicle, leaving work when you're going into a parking garage. A lot of facilities now do have cameras and generally have security guards that patrol their parking lots. So that kind of somewhat mitigates some of the problems you may have. But you could be leaving work after hours when security is not really that active, where you got the second shift on and they really kind of not really paying so much attention to the cameras and not patrolling, according to the pattern that they've been told to patrol. A lot of them are low paid workers, so they're going to do the bare minimum. So ladies, if you're leaving work at night, or anybody, if you feel insecure, most places will allow, you can request the security guard to see you out. And that would be a good idea, to have them see you out to your car, not just see you out the door, but see you to your vehicle. And it's good. It'll be a good thing for you to be friends with security. Don't hardline them. Don't think, even if they trying to, be fresh with you sometime, or, just be overly friendly, play the game, go through it, have them, utilize, exploit the situation to your advantage. And, that's one thing you can do leaving work. When you leaving home, make sure you have, good lighting around your house. Make sure you have alarm. Make sure, ladies, when you come in the house, get off the cell phones. A lot of people think by talking on the cell phone, it makes them more secure. Only thing you'll probably do on the cell phone is better to let somebody know the time frame in which you got kidnapped or killed. So get out the phone, or tell people to hold on when you get out of your car and going into your house if you live alone. Especially like ladies in the shit hit the fan situation. A lot of ladies, there are a lot of single women out here. Y'all gonna be in extreme danger, and not trying to scare you up. I mean, it's just reality. If there's a breakdown in law and order, and especially if it's long term, there are people who may not even. You just don't know. It just, it behooves all women to take, some type of preparedness or self-defense class and learn how to use firearms, and learn how to use them correctly, not just buy one. A lot of people come to me sometimes, I just want to buy a gun, I don't want training. And can you tell me what gun to buy? I'm like, no, not really. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, because I can tell you anything, but if you don't get the training, what difference do it make? It'll be just like the guy who got took down in Walmart the other day. Now, I give him, once I saw more facts on it, I give him some leniency in the fact that he was 62 years old and the man who attacked him was almost 20 years his junior. So I could see that, and I don't know what made that fool do that, but I can see where a 62-year-old may not be, keen, but still, that's not an excuse, because if you're carrying a weapon, you got to carry the responsibility that go with it, and the responsibility is to be trained. You can never let somebody get you in a situation like that. Somebody can wrestle you down, they can take your gun, they can kill you with it. That can't be allowed. If somebody attacks you when you're armed, and a lot of y'all get mad sometimes, and I'm definitely not siding with the police, because I have a real issue with a lot of law enforcement now, the way they've been murdering unarmed people. But if you're tangling with a police officer and you go for his gun, he does have the right to kill you. I mean, to use deadly force against you. Nobody has the right to kill somebody, but you do have the right to use deadly force against people who may, during the course of battle, use deadly force against you or try to take a lethal item from you. And if they try to take it from you, it's a good chance they're going to try to use it against you. They try to take a knife from you, they're probably going to stab you with the knife. They try to take a gun from you, they're probably going to shoot you with the gun. They take a bat from you, they're going to beat you with the bat. I've seen those things happen. I've seen people get disarmed and get their weapon used against them. Bats, knives, and everything else. So you can't let that happen. If you get to tangling with me, I'm going to go ahead and blast you. Or I'm going to cut you. I always have a backup for everything. So, but, not trying to, speak on me, but it's important that we really develop get some training and develop a sound mentality to go along with, with our daily course of action. These things don't need to be something you occasionally just, there doesn't have to be an air of paranoia with it, but it has to be lifestyle. You have to realize, America is a relatively, peaceful country, and compared to a lot of other countries where you got, ongoing rebel activity, war, and everything else. But America is still a very dangerous place. And it's very dangerous to people who, who spend their life in La La Land, every day, just, they kind of lackadaisical about their security. You can't do that. And, one of my final words, no matter what you do, You cannot let people take you anywhere. Ladies, if you're on the street and a man roll up to you and I don't care if he point a shotgun at you and tell you to get in the car, tell that motherfucker to squeeze it and just take off. You know what I mean? Because it's better that he blasts you right there than you get in that car. Because if you get in that car, now he has the opportunity to take you wherever he had planned on taking you and quietly dispatch you and do whatever else he want to do to you. If he gonna hit you, let him hit you. And most of them most people, if they point a weapon at you in places like in a grocery store parking lot or a Walmart or somewhere, 9 out of 10 they not gonna shoot. They bluffing to see if they can scare you into getting in the car. Don't do it. And if somebody try to force you, you got to watch your back when you're getting into your car. When you go take your groceries or stuff, put that stuff down before. Don't just put stuff in the car and just get in the car. And don't put stuff in the car and be leaning over into the car and not paying attention to what you're doing, because somebody can go ahead and shove you into the car, then jump in behind you, and there you go. Take a minute when you put your stuff in the car to look around you. Take a minute to look around before you even, open the door and get in your car. You know what I mean? And sometimes if your car been parked in somewhere at night, wow, big tree branch just fell, y'all. I almost hit those people's car. Man, that's the randomness of life right there. A huge branch just fell out that tree. Y'all might have heard it. But, that's reality, y'all. Anything can happen. And so you have to kind of be prepared best as you can to counter, the problems you may have in life. And what else can I say for safety? Ladies, try to do everything you need to do in the daytime. And a lot of times, some of the ladies, and I guess fellas too, a lot of times, a lot of things that we say we got to do, we don't have to do in the time frames that we have to do. And one thing that can actually help with your safety is that you better organize your life. And that's very important. If you plan out a week ahead what you're going to get for groceries, and you go shopping and get all the groceries you need, that'll help you save gas, that'll help you save headache, stress, and everything else. Plan your life out, you know what I mean, as best as you can. You know what I mean? Plan your activities, that's what I mean. So, you'll find yourself less vulnerable. Don't go out into these parks with Fluffy or your 2 little dogs and things. Even if you got a Rottweiler, don't think because you got a dog that you safe. Because there was a lady in Georgia who had a big dog, and she was even, I think they said she was some type of black belt, and she let an old dude killed her. Old dude tricked her with a dog. He had a dog, and he befriended her, I believe, with, the 2 dogs, and then he attacked her, and I think he might have raped her and kidnapped, but they caught him. But, I mean, just stupid shit like that can happen. You can't assume anything about anybody you run into. You can't assume because you got a dog, you safe. Because you can have any kind of dog you want. If somebody got a gun, what difference do it make? You know what I mean? If somebody's smart, what difference do it make? They can, behind a tree, walk up and hit your dog in the head with a bat or something, knock him slam out. You know what I mean? Or even if your dog run the attack, they can hit him in the head with a, and then there you go. Even with pepper spray, you know what I mean? You can do something with it, but, it just ain't no guarantees, y'all. You know what I mean? Even with firearms, if you got a firearm, and people, like I told somebody a few minutes ago, if I know you got a gun, you at a disadvantage. I carry every day, and I carry concealed. I see people occasionally with guns. I've seen a lot of ladies. I saw a lady in the dollar store the other day, and she had a revolver, like, pressed right down in her pants, in the front of her pants, like dudes carry, like when dudes carry, groin carry. And I said something to her. I didn't say anything about what she was doing, but like, hey, I see you carrying. I said, that's nice, but I wanted to tell her more, but, she I could tell she was kind of cocky, felt kind of good, or, she had this kind of cowgirl attitude. And I was like, if it was my wife or my sister, I would have told her something different. I like, well, you at a disadvantage. Even when I got close enough to her, and with my skill set, I could have took her weapon from her, if I wanted to. And the way she carried it, it wasn't in a like a secure holster. It was in one of the little cheap Walmart holsters, and then the way she had it in front of her like that, it's a lot of ways, she could have been took out. But not saying that's because she's a woman, it's just the way she was operating and carrying. I could have took her weapon from her. And then she didn't know I had a weapon. So, I know she got one. She don't know I had one. I see people like that all the time. And that open carry a lot of times is a cocky carry. Don't do it, because it doesn't scare people and it doesn't make you less susceptible to crime. All I know, I mean, if a person who's smart and they don't, you got to realize a lot of these criminals out here don't give a fuck. They've been shot. Some of them been shot before. A lot of them done shot people. A lot of them done fought and, stabbed. You're not going to intimidate them. You're not going to intimidate them by having a gun. You know what I mean? And all they going to know, and there have been cases that you can look on YouTube or in the news. There have been cases where people, big dudes have had guns and people taking their gun away from them. If you got a gun and you walk to your car and you feel cocky because you got a gun and you letting everybody know you got a gun so you not to be fucked with, then I wait till you get in the car and I walk up as you about to close the door and I stick my pistol in your face. You ain't gonna have time to draw that weapon. And if you do, I'm just gonna eat you up and then take your weapon. So the point is, not saying I would do that. I'm just hypothetically speaking. I'm just saying you have to keep everything on the low, And if somebody run up and grab you, the good thing about having a concealed weapon, if a guy even did run up and grab you, you should be able to practice where you can get your weapon, and then stick it on the side of him. You don't have to turn around and be facing somebody to shoot him. Stick that gun on the side of you and shoot that fool in the stomach. Then when he gonna let you go behind that, and when you hit him in the stomach or whatever, and then you step off and you finish him, or you follow up to make sure he come into compliance, whoever it might be, he, she, whatever. So there's the key point of what I'm saying. Think about what you're doing. You gotta train. You can't just have weapons. You have to train. You gotta learn something, and that's important. Alien Black out.